Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
It is Friday, and all of our guests today, including Craig Button, standing by in Germany, are brought to you by Langley Chrysler. Don't miss the game because your car needs servicing. Langley Chrysler will pick up service and drop off your car so you don't have to miss the action. Valet service only at langleychrysler.com. As we're joined now by TSN Scouting Director Craig Button on a Friday, normally a Tuesday, but Craig is on assignment. He's in Germany at the World Under-18s. Craig, thanks for doing this, going out of your way. How are you, sir?
I am very good. You guys are looking dapper in very different ways today.
Yes. We planned that. And as always, you are looking dapper. And we'll talk about Germany and the World Under-18s in a bit. However, this is the first time we've had you on since the passing of Guy Lafleur. And according to your Wikipedia page, you moved to Montreal in 1975 at the age of 12, right in Guy's wheelhouse. What did he mean to you, Craig?
Well, he was the guy. He was my guy. He was my hero growing up. I mean, that was unbelievable. We were lucky too, Donnie. When we were younger, we didn't get to go to the games. We had season tickets, but it was a rare occasion when we were able to go. But as we got a little bit older, those opportunities increased. And certainly, when you watched him play, it was special because he wasn't just a great player. He was a unique player when you think about the skill, the speed, the flair, the creativity. And he took you to the edge of your seat. And more times than not, he brought you out of your seat. But the minute he hopped on the ice, it was an indication that be ready, because something special could happen. And very few players in any sport have that. You think about Guy Lafleur, Connor McDavid now fits into that mold today. He jumps on, he grabs the puck, and you don't know what special thing could happen. Bo Jackson was like that. You just think about the very few athletes that have had the command over an audience. And it wasn't just over a 12-year-old kid or French-Canadian kids. It was anybody that came to watch Guy Lafleur play. And it was a magnetism. And that magnet drew your eyes to him. And, boy, was it exciting to watch. And, I only met him a few times, and never really more than that. Just, an introduction here, a chat here or there because of Bob Gainey. But that was it. But I'll tell you what, those are times that can never be taken away from you. When you think about childhood heroes and, people that inspired you, even just to play. Obviously, nobody was going to be as great as Guy Lafleur, but just to play.
Was there one special moment with Guy? You mentioned you met him a few times on or off the ice. One special moment for you involving Guy.
The draft in Quebec City in 1993, our team had just moved to Dallas. And Bob, we were going out to dinner, and Bob told us that we were going to one of Guy Lafleur's favorite places. It was called Café La Paix. And there was myself, and there was Jim Lights, and Les Jackson and myself. Well, unbeknownst to me, he had invited Guy Lafleur. And so to sit there, I don't think I said very much. I just listened and watched and couldn't believe that I could sit in Guy Lafleur's favorite restaurant and share a meal. One of those special moments that, Bob didn't say much. His actions spoke so loudly. But one time, I'll never forget it. I ordered steak tartare, and Jim Light said, "You're a barbarian." And Guy Lafleur said to me, he said, "Oh, that is a specialty here." He goes, "You're going to have the best beef tartare you've ever had in your life."
Craig, the reason you're in Germany at the U18's, tough loss for Canada, beaten by Finland 6-5, had the lead. What went wrong? What happened there?
I would say two things. I mean, the penalty killing, it was the worst in the tournament. It was terrible. They gave up 5 versus Czechia, in the game for second place in their pool, and then they gave up 4 against Finland in the quarterfinal. And so, you talk about poor penalty killing, but there was also, some really, really misguided penalties taken. Ones that, when I use the term, there's times when you play against teams and you go, okay, we're up against it. You know what? They just got the better of us. But both Czechia and Finland were vulnerable. Canada, had opportunities in those games to put them away. And so when you take undisciplined penalties and then your penalty killing cannot perform anywhere near an acceptable level, you do become the architect of your own demise. And I would say that was the case for Team Canada. I mean, there they are against Czechia. And now Czechia goes, if they finish second, Czechia goes and wipes Switzerland off the map.
Yeah.
Canada's playing for a medal. And that would have been pretty special. And then the Finns, weren't better than Canada, but, they took advantage of some undisciplined play and some really poor penalty killing. And, when you get into short tournaments, the details, those areas of the game, if you don't have them in order, you're playing with fire, and that's exactly what happened to Canada.
So, Craig, the Canucks season comes to an end tonight. You had the 6-14-2 start. You had the 32-15-9 ending with Mr. Boudreau. How do you sum up their season? Look a little bit for me into the summer. You see a good concrete base there to get to the next level? They weren't too far out of the playoffs.
No, they weren't, and I mean, if you look back to the start, and just even if they could have shortened that poor start to 10 days shorter, which would have lengthened a good part of it, you very well could be talking about the playoffs, right? So, when you look at the teams and I would say the Canucks are not that far off. I think that Bruce came in and really gave the team, he injected a spirit of hope into their team, and by extension, an injection of hope into the fan base. I mean, there was great excitement about what this team was doing, and got down the stretch. And even though they fell out, I think you look at a team that's got some really good players that found their way after even some question marks. And I wouldn't say big question marks, but where are they? And but you look to the summer. To me, they got to find a way somehow, some way to improve the blue line. And I'm talking about player personnel. And, if they can do that and they can find a way to do that, I think they can find themselves on the right side of the playoff bubble next year and be there, because they got a top-notch goaltender. They got a top-notch defenseman in Quinn Hughes. He's special. And then that forward group is a really, really strong group. And I think you're seeing the emergence of some of the younger players that fit in really nicely. You're seeing, Elias Pettersson find his form again. JT Miller's a fantastic player. Even Connor Garland, who we talked about, found his way. So I think Patrick Allvin and the management group, I think the focus, if they can get their focus on adding 1 or 2 defensemen, maybe 1 and 2 defensemen, it doesn't have to be a top-notch defenseman. It just got to be really good, solid defensemen. I think this team can take that step.
And you've been saying that for a long time. And, Craig, Vegas fails to make the playoffs. Is that all about injuries, or is there more to it with the Knights?
Yeah, here's what I would say, Donnie. I don't think it's too easy to just say it's because of injuries. If it's because of injuries, then he didn't have the depth. Everybody goes through injuries, right? And, you look at some of the challenges that this team had. I don't know if injuries hurt them when you go 0 for 17 in your last 3 shootouts. Where a point here, 2 points, finds you on the right side of things. Blowing a 2-goal lead in the last 3 minutes of the game, giving up a goal with 1 second left at home when you have the game under control. You can't blame that on injuries. And, the thing with the Vegas Golden Knights is, they've had a fantastic first 4 years in the league, but we can't keep talking about the past. And right now, they ran themselves into problems because they did not have the ability to weather the injuries. They've traded. If you go look at the trades they've made, they're trading 2 and 3 player draft picks, prospects, for 1 player. And they have some really good players. But when you run into, you need depth, and you need depth down your lineup. And I don't think they had it. And I don't see it in their organization, when you keep trading players. Now, they do have some younger players, but they're not ready to come in and help this team push for the Stanley Cup. So I would say they got some work to do in the off season. They got to get their cap in order, because you know what? It's not about moving out. They got the top end players, but they don't have they haven't been able to fill out around them.
Yeah.
Did they serve steak tartare in Germany?
You know what? It's schnitzel and Bavarian sausages here. I'm not even trying the steak tartare.
Go get yourself some. Thanks so much for this, Craig. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Craig Button, you talked about players that could get you to the edge of your seat, and I know we go on about this a lot, but here in Vancouver, I'm not saying he was Guy Lafleur, but it was certainly Pavel Bure.
For sure.
Same type of excitement that
100%.
he could draw from a building. It was 100%. Just tremendous. A break. Donnie and Dolly, the team on Check.
Donnie and Dolly, the team is supported by AbleAuctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.